we are live, but we officially start at 1:30 Eastern time. It's 1:30. Hello, everyone. I'm Amy Lassen, and this is the Allegiance Way Daily Pivot. Today, we are going to talk about marketing to your sphere of influence during these crazy times. You can think of it as marketing in the time of COVID-19, marketing in the time of the virus. Let's be sensitive. Let's have a plan. So I have a lot of big picture things to talk to you about, and then I have a content grid to share that just may take your business to a level where you've never been before. So we are going to talk about what's appropriate. I have agents asking me quite a bit lately, are you sure I should be marketing? Is that insensitive? And I love it. I love it that my industry and my fellow professionals are being aware and being sensitive and feeling like they don't want to be salesy in an uncertain time. Good for you. Great question. The thing of it is, I want to clarify what it is we're talking about. What is our business? And what exactly are we going to be marketing? Now, this is something that I ask in a lot of the classes that I teach. What is your business? And some realtors will say, well, I buy and sell homes, or I help people buy and sell homes, or I market myself, like I am my business. I personally believe that our service model, our business, is helping people to make wise decisions about investing in real estate and selling real estate. I think that's what we do. And I think even in this time, we can continue to make it clear that we are a source of quality information and strategy. So anyone who has been thinking of buying or selling at any time this year, we could still talk about that. Make it clear that you are a source of good information and that there's never a bad time to reach out to you for advice. So I think that's not in poor taste. I think we can absolutely do that. The truth is that if you don't have a strategy for continuing to market your business, well, in a matter of weeks or months, your clients may forget about you. And I'm not trying to be unkind or use scare tactics, but every business has got to continue to promote their value proposition and be in community with their customer, regardless of the circumstances, so that they stay top of mind. Most real estate and financial experts agree that this market is going to come roaring back. And I want to clarify, those of you listening, me, we are all in slightly different markets. Not every single person, even in the RE/MAX Allegiance realm, are in exactly the same market. So none of us are dealing with the same current circumstances. So when I speak to you about continuing to promote open houses or absolutely not, sharing your tips for staying home and not losing your marbles, both are fair depending on the market that you're in, all right? So most financial experts agree that wherever your market is right now, and if it gets a little slower in the near future, it will come roaring back. And I'm sorry for the notifications from my computer. It will come roaring back. So you want to be tastefully marketing your brand, promoting your value, and being in community now, so that when that market comes roaring back, you will be in the path of it, right? The deals that you may not close in the second quarter won't be gone. People still want to buy and sell homes. There has been so much, almost unprecedented demand for homes in really low inventory markets. We've all seen the multiple offers above full price. This demand will still be there when the market comes back. So make sure you'll be in the path of it, and I'm going to tell you how. So, sorry, pardon me while I check my notes. We are bringing you the Daily Pivot every single day with fresh content. So no small task to come up with the best of the best every single day on a short 24-hour cycle. So forgive me while I check my notes. So the other thing that's appropriate, first thing that's appropriate is staying in front of them with your brand and talking about real estate in a tasteful way. That is appropriate. Being there for them to answer their questions and helping with their home buying and home selling, real estate buying, real estate selling strategies, number one. Number two thing that's appropriate is to repurpose your brand. You can absolutely do this. You can take the brand that you have and use it to offer support, encouragement, connection, insight, information. Other companies do this. right? I wish I had a super concrete example to give you of a shoe company or a furniture company or something. Other companies do that in times of crisis or natural disaster, right? They repurpose their messaging channels and sometimes even their company resources for the good, for the community good. So think about that. How do you keep your brand in front of people by repurposing your communication channels to everyone in your world who knows, likes, and trusts you now with quality stuff that will help them in their moments of crisis or maybe just change, right? Maybe they're staying home and working home. Maybe they're homeschooling and working from home. Maybe they're just staying home. Lots of things that are taking adjustment, and your communication channels could speak to that and provide value. And I'm going to give you examples. So what is mindful, appropriate? What is a positive way to stay in front of your clients and sphere of influence so that you have business in the future? Well, let's get organized. Let's get organized and figure this out. When I have agents ask for my help with their marketing, they're usually asking, what should I say? Where should I share it? When should I say it? How can I be consistent? I hope that resonates with all of you. A lot of us wonder, what is the content? What could I be sharing? But even when they're given a content strategy, they're not quite sure how to stay on task and how to be consistent with their messaging. So we're going to address all of those things. I have created a content calendar that I'm going to share. It will be on the allegianceway.com. I'm going to share it with you in just a minute and walk you through it so that we're 100% on the same page. It will be yours. It'll be completely editable and yours to adapt to your own personal style. Let's dig in and focus on coming up with an actual strategy for marketing your business as a community presence. And I have a sidebar question. As you dig in, watching this video, taking advantage of this new content strategy, is this an adjustment? Is this an edit to the current marketing plan you have? Or is this the first marketing plan you've ever had? And I'm asking because I want to encourage you that even if this is the first time you've ever worked from a concrete plan, if you would stick with it, if you could develop your discipline now and the habit now that you could carry through for the rest of your career. Look for classes that we teach in the future on sphere of influence marketing and marketing strategies in general, social media strategies, all sorts of things. Creating that marketing vision every single year is a vital part of your business plan. So tune in and make sure that you use that in the future. But for now, we have a for now strategy that I would love for you to embrace and to believe that you're capable of following with some discipline. All right. So before we jump in and I show you what it looks like, I want to give you 4 getting ready tips. Number 1 step, organize your database. Now let me explain. This topic today is marketing to your sphere of influence. Your sphere of influence is the people that you know who already know you, right? This is not a class on internet marketing for new leads. This is marketing to people who already know, like, and trust you. The problem for a lot of us is we haven't necessarily friended them all yet. We aren't necessarily connected on social media. Maybe you don't have their phone number or you don't have their email address. You have one or not the other way of contacting them. Dig into your database, figure out who's missing, go through your phone, go through your social contacts, do the best that you can to sync everything up. Make sure that you have the contact information for as many people as possible and grow your database over time. Now, don't let that hold you back. Do this a little bit at a time over time. In the meantime, we're going to launch into the content strategy with or without organization. We're going to rock and roll. But number 2, friend more people, right? Maybe not everyone you know and communicate with in other ways is connected with you on social media. I have some dear clients that I communicate with on a regular basis, and they don't even participate in social media. Never have. I communicate with them in other ways. Guess what? This week, I got a friend request from them. They have decided to jump in. They're home. They're being quarantined. They want to connect. So friend more people. Grow your reach with the people who already know, like, and trust you. And number 3, reach out to as many people one-to-one as possible. Okay, now this is going to be a part of the strategy that I'm going to share with you, but I want to emphasize the video content that you create, the show you might create, the market updates you might create, all the things we're going to talk about are wonderful, and they're big picture broadcast touches. Those one-to-ones are golden, absolute gold. So it's super, super important, and maybe I should have led with that, but I wanted you to get organized. Reach out to your people one-to-one. If you haven't already called, texted, sent a direct message, and not a mass message, a direct message, right, to every single one of your high-quality contacts, please do. That's number 3 on the prep list. Number 4 on the let's get ready is start posting healthy, happy, encouraging, helpful, insightful, tastefully personal things in rotation on your social media channels. All right? Those are the 4 tips. These are the things. And here is the marketing plan. All right, let's see if I can do a screen share. It's going to be interesting to do all these things at once. Bear with me here. Scroll up and see if it all fits on the screen. Share. Oh, this is going to work. Alrighty, so here is the content strategy that I created to share with all of you. And I'm going to walk you through it because I really want you to understand the intention behind these. I often find that with my coaching clients, I send them cool documents and they thank me, but they don't read them. And so I'm going to read this to you step by step and give you explanations. So the first row here is for one-to-ones. And I emphasized already that I think the one-to-ones are absolutely invaluable. Super important that you reach out to people in a very personal way. They want you to look into their eyes. They want you to use their name. They want you to treat them like the individuals that they are. All right. So I have given a couple of examples for what you could do and how you could get started. If you had 200 people in your database, and I want to back up. I want to back up a step. When you organize your database, if you have not already ABC'd your contacts, that's a valuable thing to do too, and let me explain. A quality contacts are people who know me, they like me, they trust me, they use me, they refer me, okay? B quality contacts are people who know me, and they probably would use me and refer my business if I educated them better, right? It's time for me to up my game and communicate with B's better. C quality contacts are probably leads, people that you met at an open house, maybe leads that you paid for. I'm not going to reach out to my C quality contacts and invite them to do my virtual happy hour. I don't even know those people, but the A quality contacts and the B quality contacts, I could do that, all right? So clarifying, A, B, C, when I talk about reaching out one-to-one, these would be your A and B contacts. So if you had 200 A and B contacts in your database, I want to encourage you to divide them up. And in my example, I divided them up by 14 days. Now, I think that's too long. I think it's already been a minute. This has been kind of sinking in for all of us for a little while here. And I think 14 days would be a long time to get through all those. So if you're willing to take the challenge, do it in 7 days. Get through your entire list of A's and B's in the next 7 days. And in this example, if you had 200 of them, that would take you, you'd probably need to do about 30 a day, okay? Now you decide if that's appropriate for you, but do not doubt that those one-to-ones have value and that they will be thrilled to hear from you, okay? So give yourself a daily quota and start pounding it out. Reach out, reach out. Now here are some examples of ways that you can touch them. You're 30 a day, and I still have my 14 example, but I think 30 is going to be way better for the average one of us. We easily, most of us have 200 A's and B's in our database. So call them, text them. You can text videos. I get so many amazing responses from my texted videos. It's crazy. You can use Messenger. You could send Messenger messages. You could send emails. And for my wonderful clients who finally just joined social media for the first time yesterday and are used to having quality time with me, I'm going to invite them to a coffee date. We're going to have a Zoom date and get together. Their daughter is home from college, and we're all going to get on and we're going to have a coffee date because it's been a while. So those are one-to-one examples, things that you can do for those A and B quality contacts in your database. Treat each person as the individual that they are. They will never forget you for it. Okay, so you can see I wrote daily quota, daily quota. This is on you to fill this in. And like I said, this whole grid will be on the allegianceway.com. It's yours to download. It's yours to edit and make useful for your business. Next row, social posts. All right. What are you going to say every single day if you're not talking about real estate? Now, as we said before, I'm not saying you can't talk about real estate. You can, but you also want to be very mindful of what people are going through and speak to it. And if you share your own genuine journey, that has value as well. So here are a couple of specific examples. Pardon me while I drink some water. Okay, so you can rearrange these. This doesn't have to happen on a Sunday. So I've done these by days simply to give you a vision that it could all be spread out across the week. But how about crazy food tips, right? Something goofy you learned about repurposing the things that are in your fridge or pantry. And maybe that sounds gross, but I don't mean gross. I made some great chili this week by using a little bit of spaghetti sauce so it didn't taste like spaghetti, and a little bit of salsa because I didn't have any tomatoes. And it turned out great because I used all the other seasonings like cumin and chili powder. So whatever your little kitchen hack might be, get on there and share. People will find that endearing. Maybe you have a household tip. Maybe you've learned something from spending so much time in your own house. You could do, I wrote a real market update. I'm going to change this. I want this to be a 7-day market update. I have a very specific suggestion. Most of us who do market updates, we do bigger picture, right? This month, here's the February update. Here's the March update. We're talking about big movements in markets, and we're talking maybe about year over year or March compared to February. And those, I think, those numbers right now aren't as helpful. I don't know that they need to know that the market is really changing somewhat dramatically with everyone staying home. But I think when you tell them, here's the 7-day update. We had 562 single-family homes come on the market in the last 7 days, and 499 of them went under contract. This market is moving fast. Doesn't that sound way better than we should have had 2,000 and we only had 500, right? The truth is fewer listings, fewer buyers, but the ratio still kind of matches. And for most of us, our markets are clipping along at a pretty fast pace. Some of the people that I'm coaching are closing more deals in a week, in a month, than they ever have in their career. So depending on what you want to share, a 7-day market update could be a really valuable real estate specific touch. I know somebody in a different market who is doing a 72-hour market update. I haven't actually seen the format for that, but I added that in here in case that appeals to you. And then post some gratitude, right? And be authentic. Just really be genuine. Share the things that occur to you. Here are some other examples for things that you could do. Community love of any kind. Anything that you're noticing about your community that you love, anything that's happening, someone else who is showing love in your community. There are lots of extraordinary examples of companies in different markets that are doing extraordinary things. People who are doing extraordinary things, share the community love. And then things that are wildly entertaining. I have just really loved the change in tone in my Facebook feed. The things that I see people are sharing, there's so much positivity. There is so much genuinely fun, truly educational, interesting stuff. Way less, I mean, maybe it's just me, but I've seen less drama and less, I don't know, disappointing or depressing things, if that sounds right. So be a part of that, right? Whatever the really wonderful things are that you're seeing, share those. Praise a hero. This happened yesterday. I was on my long walk through my neighborhood and I came upon a couple probably in their 60s who had taken it upon themselves to sweep an enormous sidewalk. This is a really big sidewalk on a major neighborhood street that I live in a place where there's a lot of snow. We had a little while ago gotten a lot of snow and there was a ton of gravel and sand that had been dumped in the street and had been flipped up and flipped up and flipped up. And I've walked that sidewalk quite a bit and it is covered in gravel and dirt. And they had walked over there with push brooms and tied up their dog and they were sweeping and sweeping and sweeping and it was beautiful. And I posted praise for them. So praise a hero, whatever that looks like where you are. Post some valuable news. I've been really grateful for the people who have communicated with me through social media with some genuinely helpful news. Be extremely careful that it's not political, and I'm going to be specific. In the ways that you're thinking I mean it, don't be political. I don't care what your bent is. Just don't lean into any sort of a bias. It's just not helpful. But one step further, I had a coaching client today share with me that she posted something she thought was perfectly legitimate. It was specific statistics, and she posted it, and she got a lot of angry pushback from her sphere of influence saying, how dare you, this isn't right, this isn't true. So don't be quick to grab hold of numbers that say, this is worse than you think, this is better than you think, this will be gone in day after tomorrow. Those types of things, even though they don't necessarily seem political, we aren't experts. We aren't. We talked about this on yesterday's Daily Pivot. Don't ever claim to be an economics expert or an epidemiologist. We don't know, and the experts are even struggling. So please be careful with the things that you post that you think prove expertise that maybe push people's buttons and may not be true, because nobody knows. Maybe you post, and maybe I hope you're tracking this, maybe staring at this document is making your eyes cross. Post the best thing you've learned so far. I think we're all having epiphanies, we're all having aha moments about concentration, about health, about being home with our families, whatever it is. Post the best thing that you've learned so far. And here's another example. You could have a little bit of a contest. I am so sorry, my nose is itchy. On top of everything else, it's hay fever season where I am. Sorry about that. Okay, announce someone who did something amazing and give them a prize. Now, I should probably get more specific about what that would be. But you could award, you could say, so-and-so is the winner of such and such this week, and they're gonna receive the whatever it is, and you could ship them something from Amazon. So that could be something fun that you could do. Okay, pardon me. All right, social touches. Can you see that we are on the third row here? Social touches. Set a quota for yourself for daily social touches. I put times 20, you decide what's the right number for you. And maybe you're already super active on social and this one isn't valuable and important for you. But if you tend to be a little bit of a lurker, you hang back and you're more of a stalker on social media than somebody who engages, then it's time to up your game. A lot of people are home. A lot of people are looking to reach out. Told you about my clients who are finally members of the social media community because they want connection. So give yourself a quota. Commit to a certain number of comments and shares per day. And I was specific when I said comment or share. A heart or a like isn't as meaningful. So speak to that person. Jump on and say something, all right? So give yourself a daily quota of comments and shares. Messenger. Some people use Messenger like others use texting, all right? So use Messenger because they may be live. You may log on to something like Facebook and see a bunch of your friends are active right then and there. Just start jumping on and pinging them, right? Live conversation. You know they're there. You know they're sitting by. Send them something sweet. I like to send links to posts in Messenger. I have friends in my life who like very, very specific things. And when I see something cool that's appropriate for them, I wouldn't necessarily post it on my wall for the whole world. I would send it to them personally. I have a friend who loves campers, camper trailers, like retro, like super old style camper trailers. Just, they make him so happy. So I see articles like that. Those go in his Messenger. I don't post those for the whole world to see. So think of things that you could do to touch people directly through Messenger. Email can be used in a couple of ways. You could repurpose some of your posting content, and I'm going to change Real Marketing again to 7-day market update. So if you have a 7-day market update that you post on social media, you can also then email it to people. You may not have the same people that you have emails for on social media. They may be two different groups of people. Or in this time of the absolute tsunami of posts and content, they may have missed yours. It may have gone by and they didn't notice it. So sending the email also is not a bad idea. So send coloring pages that people could print out for their kids. Maybe you found a source of really, really gorgeous coloring pages. Maybe you could send a personal budgeting spreadsheet. Are you home getting your life in order? Me too. You know, check out this great resource. Be of value, have something good to share. And then community love. If you're posting community love on social media, you could also email that. I didn't fill in all the fields because you honestly don't need to be pelting people every single day with emails. Those were just examples. Text. Some people's favorite messaging is text. They don't feel they have time to listen to voicemails, or maybe their inbox is overwhelming. So text people kind words. funny memes, videos. Those are very sweet touches. Now, video content in general, whether you're texting the video, posting videos, putting them on your YouTube channel, however you use video, here are some suggestions for content. You could post a cooking adventure. I'm going to create a video about how to use chia seeds when you're out of eggs. Stay tuned. You're laughing. It's going to be a good one. You figure out your own cooking adventure and you could share that. I did a walking video yesterday and it has blown up. It's amazing how many people loved the video that I shared about my long walk through my very friendly neighborhood. Maybe you do an interview a lender, right? Are loans being processed right now? Can I still refi? Interview a lender. That video is going to get traction. Maybe you have homeschooling. Maybe you're participating in homeschooling yourself and you have a video to share. Maybe you have a COVID real estate video, and I'm going to clarify. In this time of the virus, we have different processes by which we do our business. Are you doing virtual open houses? Are you doing hands-free showings? What sort of things do you have to share about real estate? That could be a great video. Home improvement. Maybe being home, you've come up with some tips, some hacks for home improvement, or maybe you just want to show off a project. That video could be interesting. Working from home tips, small business loans. Now, if you want to contact your local bank or maybe one of the bigger banks and ask, what does it take to get a small business loan? And then when you get that information, you could share that to your community of small business owners and be the source of the source. That's a pretty impressive one, but that could be one that makes a big impact. You could do virtual open houses. On Saturday, you could do a favorite board game, right? You could bring the world into your family board game night on Saturday. Those are some suggestions for videos. I also recommend something like a virtual pop-by. Take those A+ people. Maybe you've got 20 A+ people in your contact list. Maybe it's more. Pick one every single day and ship it could be a modest gift. It could be a thoughtful, small thing. You know, go on Amazon, find something cool, really, really make their day in a couple of days when it arrives. So if you did that, take your A+ people and just do one a day. Now, ads. It's an extraordinary time to be taking advantage of rates for advertising on Google and Facebook. If you need help learning how to do that, we'll have tutorials in the future. There are lots of tutorials on YouTube. Don't wait for us. You can go there and learn. But it could be a great time to be running ads. And I personally recommend that you make your videos short and sweet. You have a nice, fun tip about taking advantage of this time, having a good attitude, being home with your family, whatever it is, and then something real estate specific. Make it two-pronged, all right? Be positive. So that is the content grid. That is what I wanted you to have, and it will be available, as I said, in the Allegiance way. So look for that. It will be posted shortly. And I want to wrap up by saying a few other things. So hang on here while I get the rest of my notes. All right, so I want you to not overlook one little thing about marketing. Most of us, a lot of us, pay for some sort of a marketing service that either posts on our behalf or sends drip email campaigns, right? Maybe it's through your website, maybe it's through your CRM. Right now, go check and see what they're posting on your behalf. What are they emailing? There may be something super inappropriate about buy now, sell now, call me now, right? Your spheres of influence, if they're receiving messaging like that, are going to think you're crazy. So check and make sure that any automated marketing that you have is either edited, right? Or maybe you turn that off if it's just going to keep, sending market updates, buy a house, okay? So check on your automations. Don't let those run without you knowing what's going out in your name. I also want to address your overall brand presence. It could be a great time. Google yourself. Go look and see how do you look online? Are all your profiles up to date, right? Can you update with your most recent photo? Can you edit your bio? Can you address the current circumstances? Can you position yourself as a real estate strategist, as a consultant in all times, and make it clear that there's never a bad time to reach out to you for advice? Could you do that? So make sure that you have a strategy that gives back to the community and that represents your brand authentically. You are a consultant and a professional. Your job is to provide advice to people about their buying and selling of real estate now and in the future. So figure out the best way for you to get in front of your people and stay in front of your people. Start with the one-to-ones. Reach out to people. Maybe you've been out of touch for a long time. You don't need to just start pelting them on social media. Although, if you're pelting them with funny, life-affirming, helpful tips, there is no time like the present. So jump in, take advantage of this resource, start it today, start communicating with your people, grow your sphere of influence, grow your connection to them. You can do this. This is the discipline that will take you through the rest of this year and the rest of your career. These are uncertain times. They are for all of us. Improve your skill, improve your systems. We're here to help you do both. And as always, focus on what you can make better. That's what we say here at the Allegiance Way. Check out everything that we have to share with you on the Allegiance Way. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.